All right, welcome to Math 1740 Introduction to Statistics. I'm going to be the instructor for this course. My name is Luke Larson, and this is an asynchronous online course, of course. But in this welcome video, I'm kind of going to go through and kind of explain how the course is going to work and where you can find all the important things. So with D2L, obviously, most of the important stuff you find in materials and content. And I'm going to shrink myself up here as well as we look at the other stuff. Okay. And then over here, you'll see all the content. And the first one is Get Started. And if you click on Get Started, that has kind of the important stuff right here. It says Start Here, which is just a brief overview of the topics in the course. If you want to know more about me, there's Meet Your Instructor. And then we have the syllabus and the schedule. I am briefly going to go over the schedule, the syllabus. I'm going to hit the important things in there. And the schedule is also on the bottom of the syllabus, so we'll touch on that and how to read that. So if you go to the syllabus, here we go. And some important dates and information, of course, and I'll let you read through all that information. I'm going to jump down to our e-textbook. So if you've had a math class here at St. Paul College, you kind of understand how the e-textbooks work, but I have kind of in the syllabus, I have step-by-step instructions on how to do it. So you go to material, you go to content, and then you click on what's called red shelf. And if you click on the red shelf, it'll give you a choice. You want to hit the courseware, click on this, and it will give you an access code. Now, you take that code, you go back into, so you copy it, then you go into, here it says My Lab Math. I think it just says my Lab or My Math now. I think I changed that, but you click on that one. You click on Pearson My Lab and Mathstream, and if you have an account, log into your account. If you don't have an account, make an account, and then you can use that code, and you'll have access to the online textbook, which you need to have to complete this course because all the assignments are in Pearson My Lab. So all your assignments, your quizzes, your midterms, and your final are all in that. So you do need access to the digital textbook. If I keep scrolling down, kind of how grading works. And then here's our schedule. It's also on a separate document, just course schedule as well. But it's a breakdown every week of what we're doing and what's due. So this is week 123 through 129. And if you look over at the due date over here, it's due on 1/30. So the assignments, the quizzes, the homework, the midterms are always due on a Monday, the next Monday. The only thing that isn't due on a Monday is the final, which is due Thursday, the last week of class. So you always have like one extra day to finish things up, get it done by end of day on Monday. And then week 2 will start on Monday, right? And the week 2 homework and quiz, it becomes available the Friday of week 1. So the Friday of the week, the next week will turn on. So you have access to it if you want to start working ahead a little bit. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, those 4 days, you have access to both weeks to finish up the first week and start the second week. And that's kind of what happens every week. So every week on Friday, the next week opens up for you. So if you're working ahead, you can kind of keep working because I know like people have certain things going on the weekends or certain things during the week, and you'll need to kind of adjust, maybe work fast one week so you have a little extra time on the next week to get things done. The first midterm is week 3, and so that's something to think about. So week 2, you might want to try to get week 2 done early. So on Friday of week 2, you're done with week 2 stuff, and you can jump right into week 3 on the Friday and have an extra weekend to kind of work through chapter 3 plus the midterm. So always be looking ahead on what's coming up and what's due so you can kind of plan your week accordingly. But all the due dates, everything we're doing is in the course schedule. The final exam is due on the 11th, May 11th. Which is going to be our last day. So there's nothing, you can't turn anything after that date. The next day, which is a Friday, I need to post final grades. So that is the layout of the syllabus. See if I can, trying to, week 1, okay. I'll just have to go back to here. So here's red shelf. Obviously, you get your code, My Lab. That's where you get access to the book. Need help. So I'll click on that real quick. how to get help. So the best way to get help here at St. Paul College is we do have a tutoring center on site, and you don't need to have an appointment. You just need to show up. The room is 3125. And I have their phone number written there as well if you want to give them a call. But you can just walk in there and they will have a tutor that can sit down and kind of work through some problems with you. If you can't get in, they also have a online tutoring session, and I have a link right there where you can click on that and set up your Zoom session with a tutor. And the third option here is I do have office hours every week, 3 to 4 on Mondays and Wednesdays. You can always email me a question, and then I can send you a link for a Zoom during my office hours if you for that as well. But the best option would be the tutoring session, just because they're always available. They're always open. They don't have like very short office hours like I do. So that's the get help. And last thing to talk about, I think, before you can kind of get started is kind of let's see, week 1. So if you click on the week 1 folder, and I think you'll see all these folders, but notice they do have dates, like start dates and end dates. And so they always start up the Friday the week before. So January 27th is the Friday of this first week, and then this folder will activate and you can click on the stuff in there. I think you can click on the folder, but I don't think you'll be able to click on the stuff inside the folder yet until that date. And once it's open, it will stay open until the end of the course. It says May 12th, which is a Friday, but remember the final is due on May 11th. It's the last day of the class, so I kind of have this date just going one day beyond that. But if you click on a folder, kind of all the folders kind of have the same thing in them. So there's a week description and activities, some PowerPoints, and some additional resources. So inside the description and activities, so first thing you do every week, I would click on that, kind of reads through kind of what we're going to be learning, when all this stuff is going to be due, and kind of all the stuff that you should do this week. There's PowerPoints and there's additional resources. Those are links, but you saw the folder in the week 1 folder. And down here, what needs to be done this week? You got to do chapter 1 homework and chapter 1 quiz this week, and it's due by 1/30/2023 at 11:59. And again, that's kind of like how every folder is going to kind of work. Besides that, I think that's all we've got. I've got to say here for this welcome video. So good luck with the course. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll see you in another video update.